your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, a really nice night out here. Matex Heating and Cooling Weather Garden tonight. Let's show you what the temperatures are like right now. Readings are in the 60s in a lot of areas. It's still 70 in Champaign, Decatur. Just getting close to dipping back down to those 60s. 66 Mattoon. One of the cooler spots, Watsika and Petersburg, both at 65 degrees. It's been a beautiful day again. Lots of sunshine. There were a couple little showers over in Vermilion County earlier this evening, but those were very few and far between. Out the door tomorrow, it's going to be another cool one. We're forecasting 56 at 6 a.m. with a nice warming trend throughout the day. We'll talk about how the temperatures will start to feel a little more summer-like soon. We'll show you that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
It's definitely not something that would typically happen in Leroy.
And it's left one woman shaken after a man tried to abduct her late at night.
Plus, gambling was the talk of one city tonight. Why an idea left bar owners furious.
Some say all they hear anymore is bad news, but one woman is making sure you get some positivity in your life.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
People feel that they can walk around safely at any hour of the day or night in Leroy.
Police are on high alert after a woman escaped an attempted abduction late last night. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. A woman was walking home around midnight when a man tried to get her into his car. This happened near Cherry and Chestnut Street in Leroy. Nobody has been arrested, but the victim was able to give police some striking details about the suspect and what he was driving. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in the newsroom. Jennifer, this had to have been traumatizing for that woman.
Jessica, I talked to her on the phone today, and while understandably she didn't want to do an interview on camera, she told me she's still trying to deal with the shock of what happened, knowing that the outcome could have been a lot worse. The peace and quiet was disrupted in Leroy when the unthinkable and unexpected happened.
Just to think that someone would actually try to grab her and throw her in his truck.
An attempted abduction put people on edge.
I've been extremely upset and very, very tense all morning, and we've been trying to get to the bottom of who this person is.
Dawn NOWLIN owns Houdini's Spirits, where the victim works. That woman was walking home late Monday night. She made it a block away from the bar when a man pulled up beside her in his truck.
He asked her if she needed a ride. She said no. He asked her again. When she said no, he started to get out of the truck and told her to get in the vehicle, and she took off running.
Physically, she wasn't hurt, but emotionally, she wasn't prepared to cope with something like this.
It's very traumatizing for her, and actually, I've been with her all morning. And luckily, she was able to run. So, and it makes you wonder, you know, where this person's from and who is he, and is he going to do this again?
Police haven't caught the man in question, but the victim did give them a distinct description about him.
It's a skinny, older white male with a long gray beard down to his belly.
He was driving a white pickup with a teal-green stripe on the side. Police collected video surveillance from people nearby and are reviewing it, hoping to make an arrest and stop this from happening again.
There's next to no street crime in Leroy. We intend to keep it that way. This is certainly out of the ordinary.
Leroy police are asking people to walk in groups for safety, especially late at night. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
And hopefully they find that suspect. All right, Jennifer, thank you. One more time, that suspect, an older white man with a long beard down to his stomach. Police say he was driving a white pickup truck with a teal-green stripe along the side. Police are investigating after a Danville woman says she got death threats. Paulette Lester says a group left a meeting at her neighbor's house last week, called her the N-word, and threatened to kill her. She also says she suspects the meeting was hate group related. The neighbor in question denied that, but confirmed the rest of her story. Lester says she feels unsafe, and she has now put her house up for sale.
Instead of breaking up families, one program is letting mothers serving time in prison care for their kids. The Decatur Correctional Center has run a Moms and Babies program for more than a decade. There are 10 programs like it in the country, and it's the only one in Illinois. Many of the moms stay no longer than 2 years. The supervisors say once they leave, these parents rarely return, and they attribute that success to the program. Governor Pritzker signed 2 bills into law today to protect immigrant children. The new laws make sure kids get access to short-term guardians if ICE arrests or deports their parents. They also allow undocumented children to get a visa and courts to grant a petition for special immigrant juvenile status.
These are children who have experienced abuse, neglect, or abandonment, children who often know no home beyond this nation. They deserve all the hope that we can give them, and that starts with stability. Let me be perfectly clear. The state of Illinois stands as a firewall against Donald Trump's attacks on our immigrant communities.
CBS News reports thousands of unaccompanied minors are at risk of spending the rest of their childhoods in government custody. The governor's office says he's working to make sure that does not happen here.
New for you at 10, Mahomet's village president is clarifying why they're annexing a subdivision. Tonight, council voted to annex the Lakeview 7th and Northeast area into the village. This is different from the annexations of Briarcliff and Summit Ridge earlier this year. There are 34 homes in this area. The village will gain about $18,000 in property tax revenue. People were made aware of this annexation agreement when the subdivision was developed. So the village president says this should not be a surprise to anyone who lives there.
This is not a forcible annexation. This is something that was in their, when they bought the house, they should have been notified with that. So this is something that was anticipated to happen.
The village does not have an average percent for how much property taxes will be raised in that neighborhood. They say homeowners can find those specific numbers through the county. Danville is as close to getting a casino as it's ever been. But before that happens, gambling there could be expanding in a different way.
Yeah, the Public Works Committee met tonight. On the agenda, updating city ordinances to reflect the Gambling Act Governor J.B. Pritzker signed into law. WCIA 3's Jen Lask was at that meeting. Jen, people were just as concerned by what was in the ordinance as they were by what was not in it.
Right. There are multiple issues that need to be addressed when it comes to video gaming licenses in Danville, and the odds are pretty high that this won't be the last meeting where they're debated.
You'll see it packed all the time, especially on Fridays and Saturday nights.
The Marathon gas station at the corner of Lynch Road and East Main Street is churning out revenue for the city. The Illinois Gaming Report shows in 2018 that gas station alone brought in nearly $258,000 in taxes for the state of Illinois and nearly $52,000 for Danville. In total, 31 establishments have 141 video gaming terminals, each capping out at 5 per place. The Public Works Committee voted 4-0 Tuesday night to send an amendment to the full council, allowing up to 6 terminals instead.
There's always a need of more machines for people that are always sticking here and waiting for that 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. We would love to have more machines if the city would let us,
Committee members also talked about a different issue, putting a revenue cap on gaming parlors in the city. They're debating whether to add a line to city code saying bars can't make more than 49% of their income from gambling machines.
I know at the time that we were told this, the intent was to prevent the pop-up of gaming parlors all over town, as we've seen in other communities in Vermilion County. So what we did was we simply put that what we'd always been told in ordinance form.
That move sparked backlash from bar owners who say more than half of their revenue now comes from gaming, and that kind of an ordinance would put them out of business.
If you're just trying to keep the cafes out, I don't think you should bother the local taverns.
There are some that are parlors, but they were bars first, and they've done a great service to our community, and I think that we should do what we can to support them.
One suggestion the council members discussed tonight was grandfathering in current establishments. Mayor Ricky Williams says he wants to find out exactly how much revenue is coming from video gaming terminals at each restaurant. The next chance for any of this to be discussed will be at the next city council meeting in August. Back to you.
All right, when there's an update, Jen, let us know. Thanks. Well, in total, gaming across the state in 2018 brought in $450 million in taxes. 31 establishments in Danville brought in a total of $1.8 million in taxes. Of that, $1.5 million has gone back to the state. $302,000 have gone back to the city of Danville. Here's an update from 6. The Champaign City Council is moving ahead with plans to increase the city's food and beverage tax. It wants the city to work on a plan that would increase it to 2.5%. That would bring in more than $6 million a year that could be used to pay for fire department staffing and other needs. The current tax is at 0.5%. Council will vote on that idea at a later date.
New tonight, U of I students showed off their startup ideas in Champaign tonight. It's part of the iVenture program. Almost 50 students worked on 15 projects this summer. They presented them to investors and mentors. Topics include fighting food insecurity, clean water access, and increasing sidewalk ramp accessibility.
Bad news doesn't have a place on one woman's page, how she's making sure you see the good parts of one city.
Plus, it's a fight that's lasted more than a year.
We'd love to get China back up.
We'll show you how Illinois farmers are not giving up on Capitol Hill.
And it's an early look at a college experience for these kids, but it doesn't involve your typical classroom.